Morning, loose enders. So I'm at, where am I? I want to call it Durham Park. And it's just outside Bath, which is a sort of like a stately home with so much land around it. It's worth a visit. It's lovely on a summer's day for a day out. A bit overcast today, so it's not very sunny. Anyway, what a brilliant idea. I had a little, so I took them to like the overflow car park. I'm the only one there. Because there's a big field here and I let my dogs out. Whenever I'm passing here, I let the dogs out here. It's a good run, it's never busy. Or not too busy, anyway. Now, as I'm going to turn you around. Hold on, can I do that? No, I'll have to do the phone. So, anyway, here I am can you see my van in the background there? So there it is, see it just there, right? Doesn't look very far, but it's quite a walk from there to here because it's a big open field, right? Open land, right? And right next to the entrance to this, what we call a pathway, right? Which is just, they've took a traditional sit-on mower and they've just driven through the field and created a path to walk down. Brilliant idea, right? Why they didn't do it years ago, well, I suppose nobody thought of it. Anyway, and at the start of that, there's a couple of old tree trunks and they cut a big wedge out of it, like a quarter wedge out of it, slightly over a quarter wedge, to make seats. Brilliant idea. And it made me think, if my ambition of getting my hands on a farm at some point in the future and turning it into an animal sanctuary and veteran sanctuary, right? These two things marry up well. I'll probably talk more about that in another video. I would do this because I would like fields to just be wild, like these are here, for birds and bees and wildlife and so on and so on. And this could be, if you had a few acres, like, this would be a great walk for dogs. You just walk on a path, make it a one-way thing. Am I over-organising this now? And just let them do their thing. I think, what a brilliant idea. If I ever get this farm, I'll include something like this. I always thought of having meadows and that were just wild anyway for the birds and the bees and stuff like that. You cut a path through it, it's a lovely walk, especially on a summer's day. A bit overcast now. You get a coffee and a walk out in nature is probably one of the most beneficial things you can have for your mental health. I was feeling a bit blue yesterday and today because I'm old and a bit wankered, you know, and I just get out and have a little stroll, and watching the dogs run around and play is great for me, you know. Well, that's why I got a van and I turned it into a camper van. Very basic, nothing special, and it's really improved my mental health. I did have a period of time a few years ago where I was very unwell. I had a lot of shit in my life, like people do. And then after a rather difficult, very difficult period, I had a stroke, brought on by stress probably. And my mental health went downhill really fast then. I felt worthless. And I was just a burden to people. But I recovered from the stroke pretty well. And now just getting out and doing this is really good for me. And I think it is for a lot of people. You don't always need lots of people around you laughing and joking. Just be out, relax, and enjoy the simple things in life. I think it's important and very good for you. And if you're an animal lover, get a dog. You know, because they love you unconditionally all day, every day. And they just want to be with you. And my dogs are with me 24/7. I go nowhere without my dogs. And that sort of gives you a bit of a purpose in life. Anyway, moving on from that, I have got a plan or a desire, a dream, whatever. I have a dream. You can't say that anymore, not since Martin Luther King threw it into the world, and now that's his saying. But everybody has dreams, don't they? And I'm a big dreamer. I have been all my life, you know. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm excited about things, you know. Not all the time, but you know, a lot of the time. And so I'm always coming up with brilliant ideas. 99% of the time they're stupid ideas. I think are brilliant in the moment, and then I go, oh no, that's not going to work. Anyway, oh, we just see a massive, what is that, blackbird? No, blackbird. Rook? No, it's not. It's some sort of a bird of prey. Huge wingspan. Anyway, and so keep me going. I'm writing a book. I'm going to get that done. I'm looking forward to that. I've been doing it for 10 years since I had the stroke and recovered from the stroke enough to think about writing a book, which was therapy on its own about parent alienation. So I experienced it. Included in that, my oldest son, who's 16, got cancer, passed away. A year, nearly, 11 months after he passed away, that's when I had the stroke. And I think everything just became too much, and my body went, oh, fuck this, and gave up. Or, gave in to the pressures of life. Like that side. Oh, here's them seats I was telling you about. Look, it's just an old log, right? They've cut a chunk out of it, turned it into a seat. And then the wedge they've put behind, got one there, another one there, and another one, they've just chopped the lump out the middle and turned it into a bench seat. Brilliant. And there's the trusty steed. Let me show you. So, there it is, right? Now, Loose Enders Van Life is my main channel, right? And if I can generate money from that, I will get a farm. I might have to rent one, or a small holding, say farm, which sounds a bit grand, doesn't it? But a small holding, which is sort of like up to 50 acres, really. Let's just get that door open. Let the dogs have their run around anyway. So if I can do that, because I think animals are good for people and people can be good for animals. There's lots of dogs in that specifically, because my two are rescue. And I think people that are down on their luck, living rough and having a bad time, I'm targeting specifically veterans in my mind, because they've given so much and put their life on the line for king and country. And then a lot of them, not all, a lot of them, with the illnesses or the injuries from war you can't see, which are PTSD, emotional, so on, and they have trouble and they fall into drugs and drink and stuff like that. Then they end up homeless, which makes it worse. And I think it's just shocking. They should be left like that. The military budget should actually be jacked up, so the military themselves can have places for ex-veterans where they can live and claim benefits, Jimmy Gyros or pension, whatever, and have a base to improve their lives. Anyway, they don't do it. There's a lot of charities around that help out and they do great work, I'm sure. I don't know a great deal about it, but you see people that are, how many are committing suicide? It's shocking, And because I've suffered mental health myself, I'm very aware of it. And I've done nothing with Queen and Country. I've just been my own boss for most of my life. Done well sometimes, not so well other times, but nothing spectacular. And then life got the better of me and I had a breakdown. Before the stroke, I had a breakdown. And then after the stroke, it was sort of like a continuation of that breakdown, resurfaced. I was very unwell and feel worthless. There's nothing worse. And you cannot dig yourself out of that hole without help. And I think if there was a sanctuary for animals and veterans, it would it would just be a wonderful thing. I'd love to create something like that. I've got all the ideas, but no money. But I'm thinking if my YouTube channels kick off and they get, you know, there's 2 YouTube channels. There's Van Life one, and the other one is Thinking Out Loud. Loose Enders Thinking Out Loud, which is me just talking like this about stuff like this. So I'm going to put this video on both channels. Bloody cough. I'm off to the hospital to get an x-ray, check my lungs out, because I've had it a while. Anyway, that's like, so for assuming I don't pop me clogs, that's the direction I'm going in, creating a sanctuary for animals. And that it's not just going to be a sanctuary which relies on donations and people giving us money and charity. No, inside that sanctuary we will create small cottage industries, you know, which the ex-service people, servicemen, will learn some basic skills, and we'll open up little units, not factories, little units where we produce goods we can sell. And then that pays for the sanctuary and keeps everybody fed and watered, and along those lines anyway. There's much more to it than that. I'm going to make a proper video about it at some point, I think. Anyway, this just triggered a thought, walking through this bit here, and it was quite lovely, and I thought, oh, that would be brilliant. And you'd need volunteers to come in and help walk the dogs every day, wouldn't you? I do like the idea of 20 dogs just out playing together, running around in the fields, you know, for a few hours a day. You see, I've seen it on other YouTubes and that, in usually abroad somewhere, and I'm talking about 150 dogs with a dozen or 20 helpers walking with the dogs through open, what looks like mountainous regions. And it just, I thought, oh brilliant, the dogs are so happy, and the people who are doing it are so happy. So I'd like to marry these 2 things up and make something for us in England. Fingers crossed, eh? Anyway, it was just a thought. I thought I'd share that with you today. Oh, look at me, 12 minutes I've been here now blabbering on, sorry. Anyway, I'll post this on both my channels. The Loose Enders Thinking Out Loud is going to be slightly more serious about the shit that's going on in life, whereas the Van Life is just really about me travelling, where I go, people I see, events. I mean, I got 3 more festivals to go to, and that's going to be very light and sort of sharing day-to-day pleasures of life, and then things you can do and not do. I have got a plan for that, actually. Anyway, but then the other one is more about the mess that is life and the world we live in, you know. And the powers that be are so awful, aren't they? I'm 67, and all I've seen, with apart from like the occasional blip, and all I've seen is Labour Conservative, Labour Conservative, Labour, for different periods of time. And we're not happy with any of them. And it's not because they're not good at their job, although they're not good at their job. It's not just that. It's they have no understanding of the average man. I'm going to make a whole video about that on me Thinking Out Loud thing, YouTube channel. You know, because I'm very practical. I'm just a basic, uncomplicated, down-to-earth person. And I'm not blowing my own whistle here, or smoke up my own arse, so to speak. I'm very practical. I go, well, that's not right. Why don't we do? Which means making changes, but it's not easy to make these changes. But you've got to remember, we, the ordinary person, have all the power. We've only got to say no and put somebody in there we actually believe has a better understanding of life for the average man. OT, when I start, I can't stop. Anyway, that's it for now. That's it for today. I just thought I'd share that while it was on my mind. So I'm off now. Oh, there's the beard looking. I'm getting used to it being short now, but I am going to grow it back. I want a nice big beard again like I had before. Anyway, till next time. See you later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. Tell me how handsome I am in the comments if you want. that all helps with the algorithms, pardon me, to build the channel or channels. And I can't do all the things I want to do without you helping me. I'm not asking you to do much, just like, subscribe, and that will, and you know, that would be enough to get me on the road. That, and if I sell, I've got a book I'm writing, I told you about Parent Alienation, the money from that will buy me a decent van without drafts and water leaks, would be pretty cool. I know nothing special, just not a van full of holes. So till next time, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye for now. Bye 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 bye.